Does he go to? Now Harvick's not quite clear. Harvick's on the outside of him. Now, boom, he didn't make a commitment.
Oh, and around goes the car behind him. That's the 6, or excuse me, the 9. A very close call there for Sam Hornish Jr. in the 9. The caution comes out. Now we're getting closer to the possibility of a green-white checker.
We've seen
this.
They
got together.
Yeah, we have. We've seen this time and time again. You see the splitter makes huge contact with the grass. The car starts to bounce. Luckily, it lands on all four and just continues to spin. But we've seen this. The 9 goes to make a move, looks for that inside line, wasn't clear of the 1, drives across his nose, ends up spinning through the grass.
Tore the splitter completely off when it grabbed the grass initially. And then once again, hit hard and up into the air. A wild ride for Sam Hornish Jr.
He's still driving it. Look at those hands. Still driving it.
Heard a soul say a word about tires.
And that's a beautiful thing.
It is. It really is. I know. Oh, what's this all about? Man, he's got something.
Whoa, trouble for Hamlin.
The right front tire is headed toward the infield, right where he is.
Aggressive getting to pit road. You could see they tried to go to the outside of Daniel Suarez. Oh, Suarez had to go up to miss Keselowski and made heavy contact with the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
Didn't look like Blaney was part of that group that was going to pit because that inside lane was fill up.
Yeah, there was no way Blaney was going to be able to make it to pit road there. Oh. But what are the... So I just wonder, was Blaney going to try to maybe sneak to the outside or in that gap between the 17 and the 2? I don't see how that was going to be possible. He had to have known that Suarez has already made his pit stop.
But he also knew he had Ryan Newman on his outside. Couldn't get any further to the right. Newman was there.
I gotta say, this strategy was looking as if it was going to work out incredible for the Fords because they had made up so much time.
Happened. That's the first chance I got to see the replay. It's pretty obvious what happened. The 33 was obviously a dart without feathers and come across the racetrack and run right into me. So it's a shame for our farmland team. Our Ford Fusion was getting a lot better. We didn't start off the race like we wanted to, but we had certainly gotten it a lot better. And man, he just come from all the way at the bottom of the racetrack and run into me. It's
Denny Hamlin, Trevor Bayne, and a car in the wall. Hard in turn number 1.
If it's on fire in the car, I need you to
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
As soon as I can, if it's on fire in the car there.
Wow, that thing is...
Get low if you can. Come on low. Start working your way low. Work your way low. One more car. Come on down. Come on down. Turn left. It's on fire. Get out.
He's bailing out that thing.
Get a fire truck out there pretty quick there. I can see the fire.
Earnhardt's car is ablaze after a hard impact with the right front into the turn 1 wall just as we go to green. Watch the 88.
Yeah, he's going down the front here, headed toward turn 1. You can see at 190 mile an hour, and he lost a tire.
Did he not? I believe he just drove down through the grass, which is not unusual
exactly
for doing that here.
Yeah, that's right. Looking back on it, yeah, he clipped the grass, and
However, the left front looked down as he came across the racetrack.
I can't make a determination whether the tire went down, he got in the grass, or he got in the grass and the tire went down. We'll have to look at it a couple more times here.
We've talked about how muddy the grass is here from persistent rains throughout.
Oh, Briscoe gets loose. Austin Wayne Self around. Heavy contact with the 99 of Peters up and over. Austin Wayne Self in the 22, and that upside down 99 is Timothy Peters. Well, to have given it what he gave all night long and for it to come down to this at the finish. There's the replay of the accident that brought out the final caution in the wild ride endured by Timothy Peters.
It looked like the 22 of Austin Wayne Self just got a little bit loose on exit of turn number 4, got into Johnny Sauter. Watch him get loose on the bottom, gets into Johnny a little bit, turns him sideways. Ben Rhodes able to get by. Timothy commits to the bottom. Austin Wayne comes down there. wild ride for Timothy.
Too hot on entry. I don't know if maybe the brakes didn't. It seemed like the brakes got to working good right before he hit the grass. Look at that thing ramp up in the air. A really difficult pit road to get to, Phil, because it's right way around the turn. So, but that wasn't even close.
Sure wasn't. A lot of damage to Mason Mingus's truck as well, as you see Timothy Peters go by. Watch this view right here.
Orange cone out of the way safely.
Look like Joey Chitwood or something.
Yeah.
Or the Dukes of Hazzard.
Dukes of Hazzard.
That's incredible.
It's a big story, the way he hit.
There's a spinner, and it's the 54 of Natalie Decker.
Wow, look at the damage that the transition from pavement to grass did to that truck.
On the bottom, it just got loose. No air on that right rear fender because of the outside.
Watch this damage right here.
Traffic, and then bam.
Wow.
Look at that contact.
It's a really vulnerable position to be in when you close up on that car in front of you right here.
Out of the fourth turn, one car goes sliding toward the infield wall. It's Chase Elliott.
Oh, no.
Regan Smith spins out in the tri-oval, and when Elliott's car hit that grass, it's like the blade of a shovel hitting the turf. The front splitter just hits it and digs in. We're under the first caution of the day.
Yeah, he was running eighth and doing a pretty nice job of just trying to mind his manners there, I think. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, I was really hoping that car would spin backwards into that grass. We see how this grass just grabs that splitter and rips it off, and that's exactly what happened to Chase Elliott here.
Car owner Rick Hendrick looking on at his rookie pole sitter stalled in the grass in the tri-oval. Take a look at the number 24.
Right in here.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, it's also a tricky place to be. I mean, we're starting to see Hamlin become a big issue. You can see the back of the car just comes up out a little bit. Looks like the 19th of Carl Edwards. When he got up to his left rear, it just started pushing the air on that car, and it just took the air off of his spoiler, and around he came.
It just stepped out, and I think it shows. Jeff and I were talking about this earlier, how hot the third and fourth turn is, because the sun beams down on that end of the speedway. Then we got a little tailwind off of turn 4. And we've seen a number of cars get loose.
Watch this as he gets to the tri-oval grass, and that blade just digs in.
Yep. Just rips the nose right off the car. Here you go. Boom.
Oh. Not sure if there was any damage to the front of Carl Edwards, number 19, as Elliott came right across his $1,000.
Oh my gosh!
Oh boy!
He just tore his car all to pieces. He hit this manhole down there. He tore it up.
Sorry about that.
He tore the whole front off of it.
Complete this time by, and look at this pack. Trouble off trouble. Newman slams the wall. Comes Schrader, and Newman is in the air and over. Ryan Newman, last year's Rookie of the Year. The rear end ripped from the car as he slides down the asphalt.
The highest of highs, and the 2 goes around. Brad Keselowski, a lot of damage to the front end of that car. Keselowski into the grass.
I gave him room, didn't I, Joe? You came up in front of him. Straight back to the garage here.
So you heard there was already a question on the radio whether Brad thought he gave room or not. So we have to go back and see the replay here to see. We saw this yesterday in the Xfinity race, yes. Rick. This exit of turn 4, guys running the top versus the bottom. Jeff, there's different closing rates, different speed. We saw Kyle Larson and Joey Logano disagree with this a couple times. Here he is passing the 11 to Denny Hamlin. Looks like he almost wiggles and comes up in front of him. I don't know if he needs to get out of the gas or what. And the 11 just basically makes contact. But I can't believe Denny just ran into him on purpose. We're going to have to see that look a few more times.
Well, you heard the spotter. He said, did I give him room? And he said, well, you came up in front of him. Right there, he got loose, slowed his momentum down. The 11 was coming, and that's why the problem. Keselowski thought he was clear, but when he was moving up the racetrack, he wasn't anticipating getting loose like that. He got crazy loose, had to lift off the throttle, I would imagine. Denny Hamlin got in the back of him.
Yeah, so he came up in front of the 11, but the 11 just didn't have time to slow down, Rick, and ended up sending the 2 of Brad Keselowski.